in Louisville, Kentucky on July 18th, 1937, this author started out as a natural prankster and troublemaker. In high school, this future author was arrested along with two friends for stealing a man's wallet. Given a choice of prison or the military, he joined the United States Air Force. He got his first exposure to journalism as a sports reporter for an Air Force newspaper at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. After being honorably discharged in 1958, he pursued journalism as a career. He is credited with creating gonzo journalism while he was piecing together a story about the Kentucky Derby on deadline. The resulting rambling first-person story, The Kentucky Derby is Decadent and Depraved, was published in Scanlan's Monthly in June 1970. At the time, the piece was hailed as a breakthrough in journalism. Along with contributions to Sports Illustrated and Rolling Stone, his books include The Rum Diary, Hell's Angels, A Strange and Terrible Saga, and of course, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, A Savage Journey into the Heart of the American Dream. Considered both a critical and commercial success after several bouts of poor health, this author died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound on February 20th, 2005 at his compound in Woody Creek, Colorado near Aspen. In August 2005, in a private ceremony commemorating his life, his ashes were shot from a cannon to the tune of Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man. This writer, the last of the deceased writers we will induct this evening, is none other than Hunter S. Thompson. We contacted Mr. Thompson's son, Juan, who lives in Colorado, and although he could not attend tonight, he did say that his dad would have thought this was cool. So, reading from Thompson's work tonight is Ron Whitehead. Ron is a poet, writer, editor, publisher, organizer, scholar, and professor. He grew up on a farm in Kentucky and attended the University of Louisville and Oxford University. His poetry has been published widely and has received the All-Kentucky Poetry Prize, among other awards. Ron lives in Louisville and was a friend of Hunter S. Thompson. Please help me welcome Ron Whitehead.
If life is a dream, as some suggest, sometimes beautiful, sometimes desperate, then Hunter S. Thompson's work is the terrible saga of the ending of time for the American dream. With its action set at the heart of darkness of American materialist culture, with war as perpetual background playing on the television, Hunter S. Thompson, like the prophets of old, shows how we, through greed and power lust, have already gone over the edge. As Jack Kerouac, through his brilliant oeuvre, breathed hope into international youth culture, Thompson shows how the ruling power elite is not about to share what it controls with idealists yearning for a world of peace, love, and understanding. Back at the motel, we talked for a while about America, the South, England, just relaxing a bit before dinner. There was no way either of us could have known at the time that it would be the last normal conversation we would have. From that point on, the weekend became a vicious, drunken nightmare. We both went completely to pieces. The main problem was my prior attachment to Louisville, which naturally led to meeting with old friends, relatives, many of whom were in the process of falling apart, going mad, plotting divorces, cracking up under the strain of terrible debts, or recovering from bad accidents. Right in the middle of the whole frenzied derby action, a member of my own family had to be institutionalized. This added a certain amount of strain to the situation, and since poor Stedman had no choice but to take whatever came his way, he was subjected to shock after shock. On February the 20th, it will be 10 years since Hunter died. Right after his death, I wrote Hunter Shaman Thompson is Dead, a tribute. When I was invited to be Hunter's presenter here tonight, I asked Ralph Stedman if he'd like for me to share any words. Here's Ralph's reply. Hunter was always so perceptive and kind. He referred to my drawings as filthy scribblings, and also that I should not write, or I would bring shame on my family. His middle name is Stockton. He was wiser than any shaman, so I wouldn't hang that around his neck. That would really bring shame. Enough already. Okay, Ralph. Ralph and I emailed back and forth. We must look beyond the life of the artist to the body of work itself. That is the measure of success. like those who have re-examined George Orwell's 1984, to find a multi-layered literary masterpiece, we must look deep into Hunter S. Thompson's work and discover the multi-layered messages. His books, especially the early ones, and his letters are literary masterpieces equal to the best writing ever produced. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride."